She flew to Hawaii for a conference with her senior partner, so I had her evicted before her plane even touched down.
We met 2 years ago at a charity gala. She was a junior lawyer, confident, sharp, and absolutely stunning. One conversation led to another, then exchanging numbers, then a relationship that felt completely effortless. For the first year and a half, we kept our own places. Her downtown apartment was a fortress of law books, while my renovated loft was flooded with natural light from skylights I'd installed myself. The first time she saw my place, she just gasped, calling it too perfect, saying she'd be afraid to mess it up. 6 months later, after a romantic weekend away, she asked to move in. She sold her old furniture and started adding her own touches to my carefully designed space. For a while, it felt right. It felt like our home until one Friday evening. She walked in, opened a bottle of expensive wine we were saving, and announced she was going to Hawaii for 5 days. Legal conference, she said. All expenses paid by her firm. At the Royal Lahaina Resort, it was all very last minute. And she was going with Michael Westbrook, her senior partner. The same man who once drunkenly told her she had bedroom eyes. The same man who was recently divorced. When I asked some pretty reasonable questions, she got defensive, accusing me of being controlling. When I told her I was uncomfortable, she snapped, "I'm not your property." That one sentence burned everything down. Not because it was an insult, but because it showed she saw my concern as an act of ownership, not partnership. I looked around our home, this space I had built with so much care, and realized she no longer respected the foundation of us. She left for Hawaii that Tuesday. I drove her to the airport and kissed her goodbye. She didn't notice the cold distance in my eyes. The second her plane was in the air, I called my attorney. I had her served with a legal eviction notice. She had no lease, paid no rent, and contributed nothing to the mortgage. Legally, she had no claim. I gave her 30 days more than fair. By Thursday, movers had boxed up her things and put them in the guest room. What I didn't expect was her older sister Lavara showing up that Saturday morning, a surgeon, always blunt and honest. She said she was also in Hawaii for a conference and saw Emily, getting a couple's massage with Michael. She handed me a flash drive with photos and apologized for her sister's behavior. Then Emily's coworker Amanda confirmed it. There was no conference. Michael had told everyone at work they were taking vacation days. Suddenly, it all clicked. Every lie, every deflection, every weaponized argument. Emily texted and called all week with vague conference updates and carefully cropped beach selfies. She even drunk called me at 1 telling me she missed me with party music loud in the background. That Sunday night, Emily returned, tanned and smiling, acting like nothing was wrong. She tried to kiss me, but I stepped aside. Then I showed her the eviction notice. She called me dramatic. I stayed calm. She tried anger. I stayed steady. She tried guilt. It didn't work. Then I showed her the photos from Hawaii and Michael on the beach, drinking at sunset, kissing in a hotel hallway. The color drained from her face. She claimed it was just one mistake. I calmly listed the 6 different lies she'd told me in the last week alone. She argued, begged, promised to change, cried, and then threatened legal action. I just pointed out she had no legal leg to stand on. Later that week, Michael himself called me, telling me I was overreacting and hinting that my business could suffer. I simply reminded him that my firm had an exclusive contract with his firm's biggest client, and his misconduct could cost him everything. The line went silent. Then he said, "This conversation never happened. Emily wasn't done. She showed up drunk at a charity gala, screaming and causing a scene so big that security had to escort her out. But my client, Thomas, who saw the whole thing, told me I handled it with dignity and awarded me the contract for his next major project." The following week, she stormed into my office during a meeting, lying about a flood at the loft to get me to leave. When I confronted her, she finally broke down, realizing she had destroyed her own life. She moved out a week later through a third party, leaving a note saying I'd regret losing her. I didn't. 3 months later, she came back, soaked from the rain, holding an envelope. It was a check for back rent and utilities. I asked her why. "Because you were right," she said, "about everything. Michael used me. Therapy helped me see it." She noticed a woman's jacket by the door. It was Jessica's. "Is it serious?" she asked. I said, yes. She nodded slowly. I hope she treats you the way I should have. And then she was gone. I tore the check in half. Some debts don't need to be repaid. I turned back to my drafting table, pencil in hand. I wasn't just rebuilding a home, I was rebuilding a life. Thanks for watching.